What is up, friends, and welcome to my channel. And today we're going to be playing some Battlefield 1, so let's get right on into it. And today I wanted to share with you guys a couple of my tips and tricks on how I increase my personal immersion and how I actually challenge myself in my day-to-day gameplay when it comes to Battlefield 1 and many other FPS games. And one of those things that I do is actually go ahead and completely disable the HUD or heads-up display in the settings of my game, and that, you know, obviously is not available in all first-person shooters, but in Battlefield 1 specifically it definitely is. And the second thing that I do is actually go ahead and max out my field of view, or FOV, which is how it's going to be displayed in the settings of Battlefield 1, and just maxing that out is going to go ahead and increase your immersion, but not really increase the challenge that you're going to have when you're playing. The HUD, decreasing the HUD and completely getting rid of the HUD is definitely going to make the game much more challenging, and that is really what I'm getting at today, as increasing the field of view is definitely going to give you an upper hand over your enemy. It's going to give you a larger line of sight and is going to increase your peripheral vision. However, completely disabling your HUD is going to increase the challenge of the game, because you're going to have to go ahead and memorize things like flags, for example, especially when you're playing Conquest or Capture the Flag, like I am right now. And most importantly, you're going to have to memorize the 4 separate types of uniforms that each faction in this game has. So you need to be able to identify, you know, first off, whether or not you are playing as, say, the French or the Germans or the Americans or the many other factions that are in this game. But you're also, most importantly, going to have to identify your enemy, and by doing that you're going to need to know the actual uniforms and be able to tell which faction you're going up against just based off the uniforms. Otherwise you're going to be shooting at a lot of friendlies, and it's going to be a cluster mess, I will say, as to not get struck by the lords of YouTube for cussing. And it's going to increase your ability to actually play effectively in the game, because it's going to increase your situational awareness, because you're going to be worried, you know, and you're obviously going to be much more aware of who you're shooting at and, you know, where that enemy may or may not be. And at the end of the day, after the challenging part, which is memorizing the uniforms and flags, is over, it really is going to increase your situational awareness, or OPSEC, or operational security, because you're going to know who's the enemy and who's not the enemy, and it's not just going to be based off of, you know, red or blue or the dot over players who are in the game. And so I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it may be for you, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.